Good day everybody and welcome to the channel today. It's a topic that I is really fed up and really not in the mood to speak about. Sorry, it's just that this topic is really, I think that is something that's really unnecessary with electric vehicles. I know that it exists, I know that range anxiety is a thing that is real. Charge anxiety, I call it charge anxiety. That's another thing that's quite real. And today I'm going to just, I don't know, I do not think whatever I'm saying today is going to make you change your mind. But I don't want all of these anxieties to stop you from buying an electric vehicle. And I will prove it to you, but I do think once you're part of that lifestyle, you will actually not have an issue as you get used to it, because it's like there's so many factors about electric vehicles, and it's this whole thing of electric vehicles taking using more carbon and so forth. I am going to do a video about that. I'm going to break it down in the way that, for instance, if you cook, you're basically doing the same thing with your car. And then I'm also going to compare, and I've done my own research there, so that's one that's coming up next. I'm going to use examples of what carbon do you actually put out there, and obviously if we talk about solar, then you're charging green. But this to get back to today, the topic that's just very frustrating to talk about, because I think that I've been driving 4 years now electric, and I never had an issue. People, I mean, come on, we shouldn't come up with these excuses, because it's silly excuses. And today I'm going to show you, with load shedding, with national grid, I'm going to give you worst case scenarios and tell you that it's fine, you will be all right. I think it's because we're shifting over. We're not used to the fact that this whole thing of, I think people want that 5-minute and 10-minute situation, in their life, and they were quite used to it. But who can't wait 20 minutes to get their car? If you're doing a long journey, who in their right mind can't, at least take a break a little bit. You need to go to the bathroom, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think, depending how busy the bathroom is, and having a bit of a snack at least, and maybe just normal rest for 5 minutes, if that, add it all up, you will get to that 20 minutes. I'm talking about fast chargers. I'm talking about the South African fast chargers. Yes, you heard me right. We do have those on the national roads, if you didn't know. Grid cars, and there's a new one coming up. I've got the links down below that you guys can have a look at. And I'm telling you, as you can see on this map, there is no issue. We are covered. All the main roads are covered. You can pre-arrange things. You can, well, we're not even talking about if you want to do a stay over, and then the one I'm going to upload it's a new one. It's very interesting. I just discovered this morning, basically. It sounds awesome. It sounds like they basically want to do off-grid charging completely, so like they do in Australia. And it's just awesome. It's so cool that we're getting to this. I'm extremely excited. I'm really excited, especially with the sort of vehicle to the masses. Well, not yet there. We're still 500,000 rand over. I personally think we still need to get there, but it's getting very, very close to the masses with the EX30. And okay, so the bottom line is, I've been driving 4 or 5 years now electric. Never once had load shedding ever affected my drive. I had a very busy day. When load shedding affected it in the sense that I don't ever charge. I never charge my car to full. So I did increment charging. So all that increment charging is where you basically You charge sort for very short periods or in the evenings. That's what I did, and I did. To me, it felt like I do save a little bit because I stretch my type of energy out as much as I can. But this whole thing about where do I charge is actually, if you think about it, if you really think about it, just by the way, is that everybody that throws in petrol use electricity as well. You know, that pump don't pump petrol from the main tank without energy. Just by the way, that's around about 5 to 10 kilowatts, just so that you know. Now, interesting enough, sort of the faster charges, trickle charging that you can do at home is just 7 kilowatts. So that's more or less a stove, okay, that you would basically run. So I was running. I would on average, okay, but it depends if it's a busy day, but on average you run for 3 hours on that type of charging and nothing more, and then you stop your charge at home. This whole thing about charging shouldn't be stopping you from buying an electric vehicle. I promise you. And I'm here for you if it comes to that. And people, we need to move. We need to move in that direction. Volvo and all of these companies is not going to make internal combustion engines anymore after 2030. We're not far away from that. We know 7 years or 6 years or whatever, you know, we're not far away from that. So people, we need to stop using this as an excuse, you know. Let's say for instance you do stay, and with all the images I'm showing here, the one I'm showing now is the one where you can see there, no issue, you know, main roads are covered once again. And then the opportunity for charging, I believe, is much more than throwing in petrol, interestingly enough. As long as you've got a right charger, portable charger with you, and you really want to get your kilowatts in there to get you home, whatever the case may be, if you ever get in a situation, you will be fine. I promise you, you will be fine. Especially in cities. Cities are, I believe, is ready for it because of the fact that most people charge at home. Let's just put it out there. You know, this whole thing, I'll be coming to a charger and then there's 5 or 10 other cars. That's not the case, interestingly enough. And the volume has increased in South Africa dramatically. So yes, it's definitely there, and I'm very excited about the fact that we're moving away from this whole issue, from range anxiety as well as charge anxiety. Once you get used to it, you know, if you ever get, you know what, if you do get into that situation, you learn to handle. You plan your life anyway differently in an electric vehicle, and don't speak about it in an uncomfortable way. But I believe that you need to get that you need to get to that boundary in an electric vehicle to get sort of used to it and see where you, even if in worst case scenario, even if you need to go and stand, so that you know what's your limitations and so forth. And listen, load shedding, I mean, here we are. If we need to wait for load shedding, you know, then this is not going to go away, you know. It's not going to go away, and if you really worry and you can afford it, then go solar, you know. But anyway, that is it, what I wanted to speak about. And yes, I'm excited. I do think that we're heading into a green evolution, and no, electric cars is not actually. I'm going to do a video about exactly that, where the energy that you put in the evenings compared to the energy that you drive out with a petrol car. I still do believe that it is lower from a carbon point of view than what it is on a petrol car. And I've got some research that I've done there to show you guys what I found so far. But I will see you in the next one, and and it's about it for today. And yes, don't let it get you down. Charging and infrastructure in South Africa, it is coming. It is coming, and we will be all right. I can promise you that. Do yourself a favor, test drive, live a little bit with the electric vehicle, and then you will see it will not be an issue at all. I will see you in the next one.